Are you a parent who struggles to understand how your child's mind works at times, or how they think or behave? Perhaps you are trying to improve communication in your marriage or your parenting style. Whatever dilemma you are facing in managing or understanding human relationships, I guarantee you this tutorial will be an absolute game changer and will help you raise your game as a parent. Look, as a parent, I totally get it. Understanding how humans are wired and what makes us tick provides parents like you and me with a powerful advantage. Just imagine how many problems we could resolve or prevent and what we could achieve if we had insight into how the human mind works and how personalities are developed, especially when it comes to our children and the other half. In this tutorial, I will simplify the science around the P word, personality. Yes, we all have one, and it's common to not know much about it. Welcome to this episode of Show Me How tutorial, where we do exactly what it says on the label. We help you understand complex problems in a simplified way and propose strategies and practical solutions to common dilemmas in parenting. In 3 simple steps, I'm going to show you how to discover your own personality type as well as understanding the personality of people around you. Make sure you watch this tutorial right to the end. I'm ready. Are you? Let's go. Okay, so you're here to learn about your child's personality, but where do we start? Logically, you think you would start with your child as the center of your universe. Of course, there's no better time to understand the science of personality development and formation than the formative years of your child's life. But my advice to you, ultimately, your first step should be to understand yourself as an individual outside of your relationship to anyone else, be that your spouse or your children. So yes, I will help you understand the personality of your little ones, but before we get to them, we need to look at you as an individual. Now, marriage, we know, is key to effective parenting. So after understanding yourself, I think it will be necessary to understand your other half, or for them to understand themselves and how your personalities shape your parenting styles, especially if you're from Venus and the other half is from Mars. I think this is a tool that you've been looking for, which will help you crack the mystery surrounding the way your other half is wired and behaves or thinks. And it might just miraculously help you solve 99% of your communication problems. There you go. There you have it. You can thank me later. Now, just before we dive into the tutorial, there is a longer video for you to watch. It will help you understand the psychology behind personality assessments and why such tools are important for understanding and developing humans. To keep up to date with future tutorials, hit subscribe and ring the bell notification so you do not miss a thing or two. Okay, folks, so the name of the personality assessment tool I will be using today is called MBTI, which stands for Myers-Briggs Type Inventory, and it's widely regarded as an accurate tool for assessing personality types. What does it measure? Well, as you can see on the screen, there are 4 main preferences to be aware of. Number 1, how we're energized. Number 2, how we gather information. Number 3, how we make decisions. And number 4, how we approach life. I want you to absorb the information on the screen and look out for the 8 letters while I just nip out for a cup of coffee, and I'll be back in 2 ticks. Make sure you don't leave the screen. Okay, so hopefully you're still with me. Now, from the outset, I want to say 2 things about the test. Firstly, the test consists of 64 questions. 64 questions, I hear you say. Okay, it takes 10 to 15 minutes, and I see it this way. We've spent most of our life, years on years, sleepwalking and not understanding our personality. So I think 10 to 15 to 20 minutes maximum is worth the investment, don't you? And secondly, there are 16 different types of personalities. Of course, you don't belong to all 16 different types. We're just looking for that one core personality type of yours. So to find out, let's get started. I want you to go to this site, humanmetrics.com. And folks, I know on first observation, looking at this site, it looks like some dinosaur has sneezed on it. But actually, it's got really, really good content. And as a parent coach and an employer, it's my go-to place for personality assessments and analysis of personality types. When you land on this page, you will see this. And I want you to go to the personality test on the left-hand side there. And where it says take free test, as highlighted in blue in my screen, I want you to press that and off you go. You're into the test site. Now, just before we go into the test for adults, you will notice from the site, it's geared towards adults and not so much for children due to the terminology, and that is true, but don't panic. I will come on to an alternative site or a test for children that is age appropriate in step 3 of the process. But for now, let's get into the test for yourself. You will come on to this page here with a set of instructions. Where it says instruction underlined with a link, click that and you will see this box appear with text. Read it and understand that. I will just simplify it for you here. Each question has 5 options. You can see there's a capital yes and a capital no on one side of the scale and the other, and then a lowercase yes, a lowercase no with uncertain in the middle. What this means, basically, in simple terms, is if you strongly agree or disagree with a statement, it's a capital yes or a capital no. If you agree with a statement or disagree with a statement, it's a lowercase yes or a lowercase no. And if you're unsure, obviously it's uncertain. Please answer the questions as honest and accurate as possible, defining your core feeling or your perspective on any given statement. Now, once you have completed the questionnaire, you will receive a 4-letter type of formula. So here you can see this person is ENFP. And along with it, you will get your strengths of preferences demonstrated by the percentages there. So extrovertedness 11, feeling 50%. This just shows how strong each area of your personality is. Now, the analysis that you will receive is quite fascinating, and it's worth taking time out to reflect and read upon that. The analysis will help you understand communication skills, learning styles, career choices that are suitable for your personality type, and you can get the same information for your spouse and your children once they get their results. And now you can start to understand why I said this is a game changer and powerful advantage for parents to have this insight. For fun, you can also see which famous celebrities share the personality type with yourself. Once you have completed the test for yourself, the second step is to assess your spouse and get them to repeat the process and take their same test and learn about their personality. And it'll be good for you and fun for you to compare your personality types. Now, for couples who want to go the extra mile, if you dare, you can take the results from this test as an input into a second test on marriage compatibility, and that's Jung's marriage test, which can be found on the same site. And this will help you assess your compatibility or incompatibility with your spouse. And I can just hear all of you shouting to me saying, why did you not let me know about this test before I got married? And that's true, but it's better late than never, I guess. Okay, so lots of parents do message me and say, how can they use this test to improve their relationship with the spouse or their children? In a nutshell, the answer to that question is twofold. This tool is a great tool for enhancing your emotional intelligence in 2 main ways. First and foremost, as I've said before, use the insight to understand yourself, your strengths, and how others might perceive you. And secondly, use it to improve your relationship with your spouse. And obviously, as a parent, your parenting style, you can start to understand your relationships better, how you communicate, in how you make decisions, and also how you manage differences. and conflicts. Ultimately, it's about enhancing your emotional intelligence to better manage human relationships. Enjoy and practice and make the most of it. Last but not least, step 3, as I said earlier, it's about assessing your kids. So here is an alternative test, which is actually rooted in the same psychology of the adult test. So nothing to worry there. It's compatible, but just age appropriate. Here is a site which I think is suitable really for children between the ages of 8 to 11, so they can do this independently, perhaps with some support if needs be, but they can use a simpler version of this test on this site, which is highlighted in yellow, icould.com. And this has a buzz quiz, which uses animal pictures to find personality types, and it's age appropriate. So the site or the link to the test is available also to this test and also to the adult test in the caption section below. A word of caution just before I sign off is common mistakes that people make with personality assessments. Now, earlier I said to you that MBTI is an accurate indicator or a measurement of one's personality, and that is true, but we must be careful how we use the findings. We do not want to be putting people into boxes, i.e. discriminating against them or stereotyping, and certainly it should not be used to create prejudice. So be careful how you take each person and their personality. And also, secondly, we do not want to be using or misusing rather the findings to put people in positions of weakness and misapply the findings. So what we should be doing is putting a round peg in a round hole, not a square peg in a round hole. So in other words, try to work towards people's strengths rather than their weaknesses. Hopefully that makes all sense. And if you liked this tutorial or you found it beneficial, please do leave us a comment. If you have a question, pop it in the comment section and we'll do our best to get back to you. Please, please, please like this video, send it to all of the parents that you know, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Until the next tutorial, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.